Welcome to the 7 Minute Sting, a series about the Australian Stingrays and the women who will make it great. And today I'm joined by a woman in a very special category, probably one of the only second generation Australian Ultimate Frisbee heroes, Thea Osmond. Good evening.
Hi.
Good to have you here, buddy. Now listen, it's the week before Nationals. And you've been training, you've been working hard, we're going down. Tell me about your training. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's been quite the lead up. I have had an interesting, I guess, journey with Ultimate over my life, sort of growing up in the community and finding my own way into the sport. It definitely took some time to figure out that I wanted to, take it seriously. But I am so excited for this season because I have, really been working at it for the last few years, harder than ever. And having this leading into the Stingrays is super exciting. Yeah, so no, I'm super keen.
Jazz.
Yeah,
But it's not always like it's hard sometimes, right? Like you're playing on your club team, you're playing on your national team. It's years of work. Sometimes it's tough.
absolutely. Yeah, I yeah, I was just saying before how this sort of lead up to nationals um is has come at an interesting time for me because it's that time of the month where I feel pretty trash. Um, and so navigating, less so training because I feel like once I've gotten to a consistent rhythm, it's
Yeah.
easier to keep doing that. But the mental side of things gets really hard.
Mm.
Yeah, saying yes to this interview was a hard decision, but one that I'm really glad that I made. But yeah, navigating things like goal setting for nationals when I have no idea what I'll feel like going into it because
Yes.
some months it's okay and it's the symptoms aren't so bad, and I can push through a lot more easily than other times. And the thing is, I just don't know until I get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, someone asked me really recently about how my goal setting was going in the lead up to nationals, and I actually stopped and went, "Oh, I haven't actually really planned for what this might look like." Um, so that's sort of something I've been thinking about today, and will definitely keep thinking about in the lead up to the weekend. Um, but I am glad that I get to have this conversation with you because, yeah, I don't think it's a conversation that's had enough. And I think by no means am I anywhere near the worst affected by my period or by my cycle than a lot of women that I know.
Mm. Mm.
Um, and so I think this is a really valuable conversation. And for those who haven't already, I would really highly recommend reading Ariel Ivanovic's article for Inside Out that she wrote a few weeks ago now about endometriosis. That was really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, Thea. Yeah, it's a big week. It's a tense week for everyone, and you've got additional pressures mixed in there. It'll be fascinating to see how you go. Like you're making strong choices, sounds like, and it'll be worth your best effort.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it'll just come down to not being too harsh on myself and
Mm.
knowing, trusting my body and knowing what I can do to still play the best that I can, um, given, what my body's doing right now. And I think that I'm in a better position to do that this season than I ever have been before. So as much as it's sort of scary, I'm also, um, I feel, like empowered still, um, to go through this nationals. Yeah.
So good, mate. Yes, it's vulnerability, it's strength, it's purpose. I love it. Really good. What do you think it'll be like being at the tournament with the other Stingrays? Some with you on your team, some on the other teams. Can you tell me about that experience? Do you think?
I love playing against teammates. I I mean, as hard as it can be at times, it's so exciting because I think when you're playing against them, you get a whole nother perspective on just like how bloody incredible they are. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get to watch them do their thing, do it really well, and do it against against myself or against people whose plays I know really well, and um, yeah, watch them go out there and kill it, like knowing the hard work and dedication and heart that they've been putting into this campaign, I think I'm really excited for. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a real celebration. Something I found is having your Australian teammates there in and around you in opposition together can be this wonderful celebration of the hard work, the story that we're sharing. And you see it in action for a moment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
I'm personally fascinated by this. Can you tell me what your earliest Frisbee memory is?
I was thinking about this before, and I don't think that I have a particularly clear one, which is interesting. But it's all been muddled up with stories that I've been told, because I feel like the first maybe 3 years that I was playing competitively, I had people coming up to me from every team we played against saying, "Oh, I remember when you were this big," and stories about me getting into the snacks and and other things. But yeah, I really don't know sort of at this point what memories are mine and what has been told to me. But I do remember well the first sort of season that I was playing league with both my parents on the team, and some really incredible players. Adelaide Dennis, she was on that team.
Yep.
And we had a few other legends who are a bit less involved in the sort of ultimate scene these days. And some have moved on and whatnot. But yeah, just how cool it was to be able to play with such good players. And I think we went whole maybe 3 years that I was technically too young to be playing. We went undefeated. So that's really sick. And I have some really good memories from those days. Yeah.
It's just very, very cool. Yeah, you can't remember your first Frisbee memory because Frisbee has always been there. It's like, what's your first memory of oxygen?
Yeah.
And listen, Thea, that's all we've got time for. And so I hope you keep breathing. I hope you keep running. I hope you have a great time at the National Championships as one of the Stingrays.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me, Mike.
Good on you, Thea. Thanks, mate.